Hi guys. Today I want to talk about the referral process and specifically how getting referred into an organization does impact the process for candidates. This was a question that came from one of my subscribers and I realized it's a topic that I haven't really covered. And it's very important that anytime you have the opportunity to get referred in, you take that step and you really appreciate and are kind to the people who are taking the time to get your resume, to get your application in front of the right person, and a recruiter or hiring manager that gets a referral on their desk. It's absolutely going to have an uptick in your success level for getting into the interview process. There also are a couple of myths when it comes to referrals, so I want to quickly touch on those. This is going to be a short video today. I really want to run through just a few of the basics that probably will help. So item one, create that target list, and that target list should probably be about 5 to 10 companies. And in those 5 to 10 companies, you're probably going to have a few right off the bat that are companies that you've always been interested in working in or working at. And then secondly, you're going to come up with probably a few jobs that you see in your job search of jobs that really interest you, so you want to see if you can make some company connections as well. So you really hone in, create this target list, no more than 10 companies. 5 is probably more ideal, but however large you want to expand that search, great. So item 2 and the second item is research, and you really want to look at your first connections, but ultimately the reality is that a lot of these people that you're looking for are probably going to be second or third connections. Let's focus on those second connections, and specifically let's use LinkedIn as our tool. And so if you were targeting Google as an organization, for instance, you would type Google into the search bar and in caps Springfield High School, Michigan State University, ABC Company, however you want to frame that, but it's a school that you went to and the company that you want to work at. And then there's going to be a little search tool right underneath for second connections. And then I want you to start going through those second connections. Did you work at these previous companies with these people? And all of a sudden you come across Sue Smith and you forgot all about Sue, and you and Sue had a good relationship 5 years ago, and now you see that Sue's at Google. You want to rekindle that relationship. Second connections on LinkedIn are going to be the best way that you can potentially get referred in. Obviously, there's a ton of other ways, but remember that sometimes these referrers are going to have a little bit of motivation on their end because a lot of companies will pay a referral bonus. So as you're going through this research, try and make connections that way. You can use other tools like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook to reach out and see connections. You can do a deeper dive on LinkedIn and go into groups and associations and try and make connections that way as well. But really, second connections on LinkedIn are going to be your best opportunity to get referred in if you don't really know anybody right now before you've created this target list and gone through this research process. Item 3 is going to be networking. This networking piece, I'm not going to spend a lot of time in this video. I'll link a video up above for ABC and really teaching you how to network. But the way you go about this networking piece is you don't reach out to Sue Smith and say, hey Sue, I saw this job at Google, refer me in. It's rekindling and rebuilding that relationship, and over time building trust with Sue so that she'll want to refer you in. But don't just go ahead and jump to that step, because that's going to be a weaker referral. And that's a good segue into item 4 in our last item, which is just covering the myths. And so anytime you're going through this job search process, interview process, negotiation process, any of this, understand that big companies have a lot of process and smaller to medium-sized companies have less process. And so if you're getting referred into a company like Google and I don't really know you, that referral is going to carry a lot less weight as opposed to me saying, hey, this is a person who I worked with in the past, they're in the top 5%, and I strongly encourage that we speak to them about this role. That second one, the latter, they're very likely to get an interview. So the strength of the referral does really matter. Now again, at small to medium-sized companies where there's less process, it's not going to be quite as important, but usually there's some sort of touch base or checkpoint or something to make sure that this person had a real connection with you and knows the quality of your work. So this myth of just getting referred in and it's great, it's not really true. Not all referrals are created equal, and it's an important item to remember. And that's why item 3 of networking is so important, building the relationship to gain some trust. Have Sue remember the quality of your work at that previous ABC company that you worked at. It's going to be critical. I know that this is a short video, but I hope just setting the stage for a few of the steps that you want to take and then just understanding the background on referrals will help you through this process. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic day.